bless you, family. I'm a changed man for life. Thank you for stopping in and checking out the video. Thank you for stopping in and checking out the channel. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everybody had a cool Saturday night. Hope everybody's safe. Before we get into it, I just want to send some prayers up for all those that have been displaced due to the fires, all that stuff that's going on. Just want to say some prayers for them people and their families, and for the firefighters that are out there working hard, and for the inmate firefighters that are out there doing their things. Big props. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for doing what you're doing. So here we go. Let's talk about using your time wisely while you're in prison, and can it be done? As you see in the thumbnail, yes, that's me in my cap and gown. I did graduate with honors in 2010. I got my associate's degree in general studies. I've gotten my GED many years before. And so that tells you, I guess, right there that the answer is yes, it can be done. A lot of people think that people in prison are just sitting around on the yard all day. People are working out, people are playing handball, people are playing cards, people are being yard bums. And there absolutely is that segment that's doing that. But typically that's the cats that don't have a lot of time, or the cats that are just fully involved in the activities, if you know what I mean. That's just who they are. On the streets, that's who they are. They got no ambitions, no motivation, no desire to do anything different. And unfortunately, typically those are the cats that are in and out of prison on a regular basis. Those are the cats that I've seen, parole, and then a few years later I'd see them somewhere else, and they parole, and a few years later I'd see them somewhere else. And it took a few times of doing that for some of them to catch it. And then they would start doing things, to try to help themselves, try to rehabilitate themselves. Rehabilitation is possible. Rehabilitation is something that really does happen in prison for those that want it. You can use your time wisely. A lot of people do, a lot more than what is perceived by the general public. There are lots of people, especially people that have life sentences, people like myself that were doing life, that at some point found hope that they could possibly go home someday, and started learning what it was the board wanted them to do. What did they need to do to work on themselves, to become better people? And one of the biggest things that people first step into is education. A lot of people get their GED, some people get their high school diploma, and then it's time to consider college. And a lot of people think that it's hard, and it is. Earning a college degree is not easy, whether you're in prison or whether you're out here on the streets. It's not an easy thing to do. It takes a lot of work. The college programs in prison now are a lot more advanced compared to when I was attending. I started my schooling in 2008. I was in Ironwood. I was on a level 3 yard. I was in Ironwood, and the school was Palo Verde College. And at that time, there weren't tablets, there weren't computers. We were doing our schoolwork by hand. We were doing it on pen and paper, turning in assignments through correspondence. The assignments get returned to us. We didn't have the benefit of the professor actually coming to the college and teaching the class. It was books, it was a syllabus, it was us, it was a few tutors that were also, prisoners. And that was it. We weren't as blessed as the people that are going through the programs now. There was not a bachelor's program when I was doing college, which is why I only went as far as my associates. I'm actually, I have to see, what the requirements are at the local community college. But when I finished school while I was in prison, I was one class away from my business management degree. I needed a college algebra class, and math is not my thing at all, so I didn't really push it. And it's something I'm gonna consider doing, going back and finishing up that business management degree. But to get back to the topic of the video, can you use your time wisely in prison? You can if you really want to. If you have it in your mind that you want to become different, that you want to do something, you don't want to just sit around and play dominoes all day and be in the mix, you can. Some people might question whether the homies, the fellows will allow you to do that. And they absolutely will. the people that got say so want people to better themselves. They want homies on the yard to further their educations. They want intelligent people around. They don't want just crash dummies. You know what I mean? Crash dummies got their place, got their use, but that's not what people want for each other. As homies, people want people to better themselves, and people want them to get a chance to go home. Everybody wants to see everybody go home. You have your occasional mad at the world person that just wants to ruin everything for everybody and doesn't want to see nobody do better, doesn't want to see people do right, doesn't want to see people improve their lives and go home because they probably don't have a chance to go home or they have nothing to go home to and they're just sour. But for the most part, people encourage each other. People want to see each other do good, and people celebrate each other when they do when they do accomplish things. Excuse me. And it is absolutely possible to better yourself and to spend your time wisely. And school is not the only way to spend your time wisely. People learn trades. People, working out is using your time wisely if you're doing it because you want to stay healthy. You want to be mindful of your physical health. If you're doing it, just because you want to look like a pinto and be all swole or whatever, I mean, I guess that's a wise use of your time too, but you're doing it for a different reason, right? But there's people I knew some really smart cats that taught themselves multiple languages, especially when I was in the SHU. When you got nothing to do all day but study, do your little workout, maybe watch a little TV, but most of the time it's studying. And people are earning all kinds of certificates for different things. And then people are just self taught. People are learning other languages. People are learning how to build things and fix things just from reading books. So there definitely is the possibility of using your time wisely. And smart people, that's what they do, especially if you got a gang of time to just sit there. I had a life sentence. For the majority of that life sentence, I didn't think I was coming home or didn't think I had an opportunity to come home. So I wasted a lot of time just yard bumming it. You know what I mean? Playing handball, playing basketball, working out, playing pinochle, throwing spread, doing what we do. But there were opportunities there had I had hope that I was going to want to do something with myself. And when that point came, when that change came in my way of thinking, when that change came in my outlook on who I wanted to be and what I wanted to do with myself, that's what I did. I got into college. My whole rehabilitative journey started with going to college and earning my associate's degree with honors. I don't remember, it's been a while, so I don't remember exactly what my GPA was. I think it was like a 3.5, but I did graduate with honors. I graduated in 2010, and there was people there throughout my time on the level 3 and when I did my last 5 years on level 2. There was people that were earning multiple degrees. There was people that had 4 or 5 degrees. They were putting in that work. They were using their time wisely. A lot of them were lifers that were getting ready to try to go to the board and see if they could get a date and come home. A lot of them were just people that were making change in their life. And yeah, the opportunity was there. And that's something interesting too. I'd like you all to throw your thoughts in the comments about this. I see a lot of people, mostly correctional officers, I see on social media that are upset, that are bothered by the fact that people in prison get the opportunity to go to college for free, as they say, right? For free. And they say that it's not fair that crime victims don't get a free education and law-abiding citizens don't get a free education. And we all know that's not true. There are so many scholarship and grant programs out here in the community that people can have their college paid for with. There's tuition assistance. There's all kinds of stuff that goes on. And if you really put your time into seeking those opportunities out, there's free education for you too out here. It's just about seeking it out. And if it's not, if you fall into a certain income level where you need to pay for your college, hey, you're blessed to be able to do that. This is why I think, and not just because I got my degree in prison for free, This is why I think that people that are incarcerated should have the opportunity to get free education. Those of us like myself that were living lifestyles that led us to prison, we were going to end up doing a lot of crazy stuff had we not gotten busted when we did. I'm gonna speak for myself. I would have been doing a lot of more crazy stuff had I not got busted when I did. And if I would have just got out after a few years and not did nothing with myself, I would have ended up back in prison multiple times, I'm sure, if I had lived, if I had survived the madness that I was involved in here in the streets. I would have been in and out of prison. Education is proven to be one of the leading things that keep people from going back. The recidivism rates for people that have their GED and a college degree, or their high school diploma and a college degree, are a lot lower than the people that don't have any education at all. When people are incarcerated and coming back out to the community, we want them to be changed when they come home. We want people to be rehabilitated. And so you have to offer those opportunities. You don't want people to just go in, sit around all day, plotting on licks, plotting on different things they can do to come up, plotting on how they're going to do something to the enemies when they get home, because that just perpetuates the cycle of violence. That just perpetuates the cycle of recidivism, in, out, revolving door, because nothing changes. As a free citizen now, right? I've been out here almost 10 years now. I got out in 2015. I've been out this year, this June will be 10 years that I've been home. I'm about to be 55 years old. I want a safe community for my children, my grandchildren, my great grandchildren someday when they come around, for my neighbors, for my family, for my friends, for my coworkers. We want a safe community. You get that by helping people better themselves, change their life, giving them opportunities for economic success, which comes with education. When you send someone to prison, it's not just about punishment. It shouldn't be. That's not what the prison system is designed for. That's what it's become. It's become all about just punishing people. But that doesn't do anything. Most of you that are parents, you know, just whooping your kids at home sometimes doesn't even do nothing. Punishment alone doesn't do anything. But helping people understand the error of their ways, teaching them something different, helps them to want to do better, helps them to be able to do better. And if we don't offer that education to people that are incarcerated, we're really doing a disservice to those that we expect to learn their lesson while they're there and come home and be different. You don't know how many of my fellow graduates, how many people that I was busted with, how many people that are home now from life sentences would tell you that the start of their change came from getting an education, how much their self esteem was increased by having that degree, by knowing, hey, I can accomplish something and helping other people. There really is no reason why we should be against that. It's just a thing about maybe jealousy, a little bit of anger, I'm sure, or just thinking, you guys are in there because you hurt people, and here we are as the taxpayers giving you a free education. That's what we as people are supposed to do: is help other people improve their lives, and that improvement in their life is going to help them to come home and to do something different and be like myself with a career and paying my taxes and contributing to the community. It's all about education, and there's nothing at all wrong with it. I want to know what you guys think. I want you guys to drop it in the comments. What are your feelings about free college education for people in prison? What are your thoughts and feelings about rehabilitation in general and people being able to spend their time wisely? Y'all let me know what you think. I've seen it. I'm a product of it myself, but it's all about people wanting to make a change. It's all about people desiring something different. It's all about people having hope. If we were to take the college program away from people, take education and rehabilitation away from people, then there would really be no hope. It'll go back to the to the dark ages of incarceration when there was no hope for nothing except getting in more stuff. You know what I mean? Learning how to be a more advanced criminal, learning how to be a crazier fool. You know what I mean? And we don't want to go back to that. There's still a lot of improvement to be made in our justice system, but a lot of improvements have been made since the 70s, 80s, 90s. We don't want to start going backwards. We're teetering on that slope of starting to go backwards with a new law that passed, Prop 36. That's a shame that that thing passed because that's going to hurt rehabilitation in ways people don't really even understand. I'll probably do that in another video, talk about that, how it's going to have a negative effect on people being able to rehabilitate themselves. I know people that voted for it were thinking more about the smash and grabs and the different crimes that are going out here, the thefts, the robberies that people supposedly were not really getting punished for. And they really wanted people to get punished for that so that they would knock it off. But y'all don't even know people, if they're doing that, they're not even thinking of consequences. You know, when I went to prison for murder, there was the possibility of the death penalty. That didn't make me stop and think, no, I better not do this. The same thing for these people doing the robbing and stealing and running up in stores and grabbing stuff. They're not thinking, otherwise they wouldn't be doing it. So having a consequence in place is not a deterrent like you would think. But the rehabilitation that people need, losing that is going to be a problem. You guys think the smash and grabs is a problem? You think people running up in stores and stealing stuff is a problem? Wait till all these people start coming home that are super violent criminals with no rehabilitation. That's going to be a problem. Back to it. Let me know what y'all think. I'm definitely for rehabilitation. I definitely believe that people can use their time wisely if they choose to do so. I don't mean a lot of the fellas did it. That's why we're out here. Let me know what you think. Get in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet subscribed. Share it with your family and friends and network. Let everybody know Change Man for Life is out here trying to speak some positivity into the community. I'm out. Jesus loves you and so do I. God bless you.